It will take years to heal from this trauma. Rescue Oriire School Principal recounts 56-day ordeal. The principal of Community High School, Ahoro-Eseiele, Oriire local government area of Oyo State, Ms. Rachael Alamu, has recounted the harrowing experience she and her pupils endured during their 56 days in captivity, saying it will take years to recover from the emotional and psychological trauma. Visibly emotional while speaking with journalists at the government house after regaining her freedom, Ms. Alamu described the period in captivity as the most painful experience of her life, noting that although they have been rescued, the psychological scars of the ordeal would linger for a long time.
Going to rural area will take the grace of God. With time, I've worked for 28 years, so I have 4 years. With time, maybe I can get over it.
She revealed that the abductors constantly moved the victim from one location to another whenever they suspected a security operative were closing in. According to her, the captives, including very young pupils, were forced to trek for 3 to 4 hours through dense forest, enduring exhaustion, hunger, and harsh conditions.
Then we had to move from one point to another, and that was a major problem we had. When the place is discovered, we have to move, and that starts around 7, 8 in the night. Sometimes we walk 3, 4 hours. That is most of the bruises you see on our bodies.
Children?
Yes. They carry the last 3: salam, waliyat, and testimony. The girls, the secondary school girls, will carry the other ones. They will have to walk.
Ms. Alamu, who has spent 28 years in teaching profession with only 4 years left before retirement, says she was not physically assaulted. However, she disclosed that the children were often subjected to severe punishment whenever they cried or made noise.
Personally, I was not beaten, but some of the children were beaten. Children, some of them are quiet, some of them are loud. And what they hate most is noise, that it attracts attention. So the youngest of them, maybe the 2, Waliya and Salam, they were the ones that took the best of the beating. They will close their mouth, tie it with clothes, and beat them very well.
She added that the male victims suffer even harsher treatment, as they were frequently handcuffed and blindfolded to prevent any attempt to escape. The principal, however, stressed that none of the victims were sexually assaulted throughout the period of captivity, despite being exposed to harsh weather conditions and living under extremely difficult circumstances. She said the teachers did everything possible to keep the children alive, calm, and emotionally stable until their rescue.
Sexual molestation, no. Then the men, they had it worse than us, because they were blindfolded, handcuffed, and chained on the leg. All of them until they remained 2.
Ms. Alamu expressed gratitude to God for preserving their lives and thanked the federal government, the Oyo State government, security agency, and Nigeria for their unwavering prayers, support, and sacrifice, which she said made their rescue possible. Receiving the rescue victims, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde assured them that the state government will take full responsibility for their welfare, education, and rehabilitation as they reunite with their families. Governor Makinde further pledged that the government will provide the necessary psychological support and other interventions to ensure the traumatic experience does not negatively affect their future.
To the teachers, the students, I know it's a long road to recovery. What you've passed through in 56 days, we cannot undo in 56 months. But I want to give you an assurance. I know that the Baptist school is not a government school. We will sit down with them. We don't know what they want to do. We sure will sit down with them, but let me give you the assurance, both the teachers and the students from that particular school, the state government will do everything possible to ensure that there's no disruption to your careers and there's no disruption to the education of those students.
Sheriff Oyewole, Ruler Television News.